just light. Maybe volume gives us flight in this garden, scaled bizarre. We become exactly what we are. Not quite human, not quite flower. Just the space between the hours. Pedal gravity pulls us down, lifts us up without a sound. In the space where flowers grow, we're the seeds that somehow know. begin the line. Reality bends, my body floats. I'm the current, I'm the nose. We're drowning in liquid, drowning in liquid dreams. Nothing's ever what it seems. Hybrid creatures, coral hair with a question. The silent prayer, liquid dreams. We drift and sway. Tomorrow bleeds into today in this ocean made of mind. We're the seekers, the lost we find. Dancing with the phoenix seal. Touch feels distant, touch feels real. Jellyfish, fish, watch me spin. Am I outside or locked within? Ruins crumble, temples fade. Every memory I ever made, floating past like ancient scrolls, written on my coral soul. The border blurs, no day or night, just bioluminescent light. My body moves but feels so strange. Am I the dreamer or the change? We're drowning in liquid dreams, liquid dreams. Nothing's ever what it seems. Hybrid creatures, coral hair with a question. The silent prayer, liquid dreams. We drift and sway. Tomorrow bleeds into today in this ocean made of mind. We're the seekers, the lost 'Cause I'm liquid in a world made of stone, bending gently where the rigid have grown. Let them harden, let them stand there alone. I'm still moving, I'm liquid in stone. In the garden where the colors have bled, I'm alive in the space between what's done and unsaid. I'm liquid in stone. Maybe softness is a strength they'll never know. Maybe choosing flow over fight is how we grow. In the cracks between their certainties, I'll find my way, turning seasons into reasons not to stay the same. Yeah, I'm liquid in a world made of stone, painted movements where the silent have grown. They can judge me, they can leave me unknown. I'm still breathing, I'm liquid in stone. In the petals and the shadows I've shed, I'm the dance in the space between alive and half dead. I'm liquid in stone. Somewhere in the quiet garden, flowers bloom and then they fade, but the water keeps on moving. That's the choice that I have made. White skin, empty space, spheres that orbit, leave no trace, moving slow through frozen air, shapes that question, shapes that stare. No ground beneath, no sky above, just pleated silk and weightless love. I reach, I turn, I fall, I rise, a sculpture learning how to fly. We're floating forms in the void, graceful, strange and unalloyed. Spheres surround us, pull and spin. We're the art where dreams begin. Floating forms undefined, bodies speaking without time. In the space between the real, we become the way we feel. Every gesture writes a line, every breath becomes design. Teal and orange, cream and black, move forward, never looking back. Hands that trace what isn't there, eyes that see through colored air. We spiral, pulse and bloom and break. We're the forms that movements make. We're floating forms in the void, graceful, strange and unalloyed. Spheres surround us, pull and spin. We're the art where dreams begin. Floating forms undefined, bodies speaking without time. In the space between the real, we become the way we feel. Maybe meaning isn't fixed in place. Maybe beauty lives in empty space. Maybe we don't need a floor to stand, just movement, breath and open hands. In the orbit of these spheres, we dissolve our solid years. Floating forms in the void, we're the question. clocks are buried, pointing wrong. I've been walking far too long. Who was I before the wall? Can't remember how to talk. Every step erases more. Can't recall what came before. The horizon never moves. Am I walking or am I the view? We're lost in desert clocks. Time runs different on these rocks. Searching through the endless gray. Who we were fates with the day. We're lost in desert clocks. Spiral hair and paradox. By the time we understand, we're just footprints in the sand. With no north, found a crown of frozen forth. Every object out of place, mirrors time, reflects no face. I keep walking, skirt in hand, building castles out of sand. Who will I become out here, or disappear and reappear? Every dune erases one more year. Every cloud dissolves what once was clear. The horizon stays the same. Lost in desert clocks. Time runs different on these rocks. Searching through the endless gray. Who we were fates with the day. Lost in desert clocks. Spiral hair and paradox. By the time we understand, we're just footprints in the sand. Maybe finding yourself takes walking through the waste. Maybe time's not cruel, it just refuses to wait. In the gray, in the heat, in the infinite space, you become the journey, not the place. Tornado crowns and frozen flames, forgotten clocks and scattered names. We walk to find what we can see. The self we left, the self we'll be. We're lost in desert clocks. Time runs different on these rocks. Searching through the endless gray. Who we were fates with the day. Lost in desert clocks. Spiral hair and paradox. By the time we understand, we became the shifting sand. Walking in the still I go, finding pieces, letting go. Desert clocks don't tick or talk, they just measure how we walk. Some walk through the desert where the sky forgets the sun. Some follow paper creatures to a place they've never gone. Little steps like whispered questions leading where they cannot see. People searching empty landscapes, wandering to be free. 'Cause we're people who wonder even when we're not lost, holding fragments of ourselves in the sand and the dust. Every stranger becomes a reflection we've known. Yeah, we're people who wander to find our way home. thousand mirrors that don't look the same. 'Cause we're people who wander even when we're not lost, holding fragments of ourselves in the sand and the dust. Every stranger becomes a reflection we've known. Yeah, we're people who wander to find our way home. Maybe we're the dreamers walking, maybe we're the dream itself. Maybe in the journey onward we become someone else. Somewhere in the stillness between the earth and sky, we're wandering forever, learning how to fly. Some float through the darkness where the crowd forgets its weight. Some move through the silence, dancing with what they create. Little gestures like constellations, forming where no eyes can see. People dance in empty spaces, searching to be free. 'Cause we're people who move, even when we're standing still, holding on to nothing while we bend to our own will. Every motion becomes something more than it seems. Yeah, we're people who move through the void of our dreams. Some reach for the floating objects they can never hold. Some spin through the weightless stories that they've never told. Everybody's its own language, speaking what the mind won't say. People find themselves in movement when the world fades away. 'Cause we're people who move, even when we're standing still, holding on to nothing while we bend to our own will. Every motion becomes something more than it seems. Yeah, we're people who move through the void of our dreams. Maybe we're the dancers falling, maybe we're the space between. Maybe in the endless turning, we become what we've unseen. Somewhere in the blackness, we're moving endlessly. bodies bent in quiet space. Maybe all these abstract movements map the void we can erase. Textured surfaces in silence, orbiting what can't be known. We are monuments in motion, beautifully alone. Like armor, geometric hearts in mad disguise, dancing through the corridors where concrete meets the sky. Walking through the golden hours, wearing shadows, holding flowers. Every thread tells ancient stories, patchwork of faded glories. Straw and silk against the thunder, dressed in questions, dressed in wonder. Every step through Maybe I'm just wandering through the colors of my mind. Maybe all these floating objects are the things I left behind. Crimson, blue, and yellow orbits, peach, fog, lavender haze. I'm the only thing that's moving through this endless, timeless maze. Wading through the colors strange, where the water never changes. Plants that twist in ways they shouldn't. Purple spirals, coral wooden. Every step's a new decision. Through the strange and soft collision. Boots in water strange above me. This is where the wild things love me. In the swamp where nothing's normal, where the leaves grow diagonal. I'm a traveler in the between, touching things I've never seen. With my colors and my walking, all these plants and I are talking, finding magic in the murk. In the swamp I do my work. Orange headpiece, blue coat flowing. Never sure where I am going. Giant fungi, twisted vines. Geometry that nature designed. Reaching out to feel the texture of the strange and soft adventure. Every root's a bridge to cross. Every step through water moss. In the swamp where nothing's normal, where the leaves grow diagonal. I'm a traveler in the between, touching things I've never seen. With my colors and my walking, all these plants and I are talking, finding magic in the murk. In the swamp I do my work. just a petal, just a flame. Flesh becomes the flower's crown. Silence is the only sound. What was lost was never gone. Just a dance that carries on. Soft tunes fade, the lake grows still. Desert motion moves until every form forgets its will, and the world becomes fulfilled. Cracks so light we didn't bring here. The smoke is softer than our fear. We measure what we cannot fathom with instruments that disappear. A phoenix small enough to pocket knows the fire from the inside out. We write our maps of cooling lava. The mountain writes its own without a doubt. Cold volcano, quiet fire. We are lower than we thought we were higher. Pale and patient, ashen rose. Beauty lives in what the danger knows. Cold volcano, let it breathe. We came to study and began to grieve for all the silence we had never heard before. The world went still and we did too. Every fissure is a question that the rock has learned to keep. We press our palms against the answers. They are older than our sleep. What we call a dead volcano simply chose a softer way to glow. Not all fire needs a witness. Not all light needs us to know. Pale love, a pale sky, pale smoke. The most violent thing on earth became the gentlest joke. We came here. The ocean stopped, it kept its color. Every wave a building made of glass. I press my palms against the cold blue. Something warm is moving through the mass. Whales who swim inside the frozen jellyfish like houses made of light. I dance because I have no language for the things I witnessed in the night. Frozen motion, still the sea. Something vast is watching over me. Cold and ancient, pale and slow. I dance for what I'll never know. Frozen motion, let me stay. The ocean stopped and I forgot the way back to the world that needed me to be something smaller than the open sea. A whale eye large is everything I've carried. Looks at me the way the old things do. Not with judgment, not with any hunger. Just the weight of something patient and true. A mirror to what the great ones show me. Circle what the deep ones circle too. The dance was never mine to choreograph. I learned it from the blue. Frozen motion, still the sea. Something vast is watching over me. Cold and ancient, pale and slow. I dance for what I'll never know. Frozen motion, let me stay. The ocean stopped and I forgot the way back to the world that needed me to be something smaller than the open sea. What freezes is not finished, it is held. What is still is not silent, it is full. The whale inside the wave has always known that the deepest kind of movement never shows. I press my face against the ice and feel the breathing of a world that never needed air, that breathes in something else we have no name for yet, but recognize the moment that we're there. Pale wave, pale whale, pale sky. Dance until I understand that I was never asking why. I was only ever asking to be here inside the frozen, inside the vast, inside the clear. I walk between the ticking trees where hourglasses grow like fruit. The sand falls up, the sand falls down. I choose which way to move. The pendulum swings left to right, but I can hold it still. Time isn't something done to me, it bends beneath my will. There is no single second hand that rules this breathing place. Each corner keeps its own slow beat, its own unhurried pace. is lost, no moment ever fades. There is no river rushing by, no current pulling me. Just 12 small clock-faced stepping stones across a quiet sea. In the garden of clocks, every hour blooms alone. I can stop at the 3 and call that moment home. I can dance with the fast or walk with the slow. In the garden of clocks, I choose which way to go. Some say time is a straight line, a road you cannot leave. But I have stood between two paths where two different rhythms breathe. My left hand moves in winter tempo, my right hand moves in spring. I am the threshold, I am the hinge, I am the pendulum swing. Tick and pause, tick and pause. The garden holds all hours at once, and I am not lost. I am exactly where I chose to be. Where I chose to be. Stone cold structures in the haze, living through the static glaze. Crowns of tentacles and bone, writing on a hollow throne. No more faces, no more names, caught within the velvet frame. Static air and frozen breath, dancing on the edge of death. Liminal motion, gray and still, bending to a silent words of marble, hearts of glass, watching turning soft and watching deep. I transform in ways that only silent flowers see. 'Cause I'm a soul who drifts through colors I can't name, finding beauty in the strange, where nothing stays the same. Every step becomes a thread in unseen seams, yeah. A soul who drifts. Maybe I was always meant to disappear in teal and gray. Maybe when I lose myself, I finally find my